Your Matko Remote display isn't working properly, and you're not quite sure what to do about it. One of the first things that we recommend that you do when your display isn't working properly is to do a factory reset on the display. This is going to reset all of the options to their default values, and it'll put the display in a state where it's ready to learn a new data stream. This is also something that you might want to do if you're moving the display to a new site and attaching it to a different indicator. In addition to that, you may also consider doing a factory reset if you're installing a new indicator on the site and you're using the same display. Another reason a lot of people do a factory reset is if they have changed a lot of the options in their display and they're not quite sure what they changed and they just want to reset everything to start from a clean slate. This is a great thing to do if you're troubleshooting an issue. Something important to remember is that even if resetting the display doesn't fix your issue, it is a great starting point when you're troubleshooting. Now for this demonstration, we're going to be using a Matko SBL4. This is a 4-inch remote display, but it's important to note that the steps that I'm about to show you will work on all Matko displays. Whether it's a 1-inch, 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch, or 9-inch, the steps are exactly the same. As long as you can locate all 4 buttons, the left, right, learn, and reset buttons, if you can locate those buttons, you should be able to perform the reset. The first step in performing the reset is actually to pull off the side panel. One of the first things that you want to check when you're troubleshooting is you want to check to make sure that there is data coming through to the display. You can look at these green blinking lights to see if there's data coming in. As you can see, there is data coming through on our RS-232 signal. If you do not see a green blinking light on your communication board, this means that your problem is most likely further upstream. Maybe you have a damaged wire or the indicator is not sending data to your display. It's not a requirement for you to have a green blinking light to do the factory reset. However, this is an indication that you most likely have a problem somewhere else other than the display. In our case, we do have a green blinking light, so we can continue on with the rest of the process. Looking at the side of the communication board, you can see that there's 4 buttons: left, right, learn, and reset. In order to perform the factory default on a display, you need to press and let go of the reset button. The display is going to start counting down. While it's counting down, you want to hold in left and right at the same time, and just keep those 2 buttons held in until the countdown starts a second time. After that second countdown starts, you can let go of all of the buttons. So let me demonstrate right now. You just learned how to do a factory reset on a Matko Remote display. Some of the things that you need to remember about this process is that it's recommended that you have a green blinking light indicating that you have data coming into your display. Even though this isn't a requirement, it is recommended because if you don't have that green blinking light, it's an indication that you have other problems in your setup. Another thing to remember is that the display is not going to show the word learn unless you actually have data coming into your display. So the factory reset is a pretty easy thing to do, especially if you're troubleshooting some issues with your display. It's a great thing to do if you're moving the display to a different site or you're installing a new indicator into the current location. I hope that you learned something while watching this video, and feel free to check out some of our other videos to learn more about Matko Remote displays.